YouTube channel, because that's where it was before.
Yeah, I also did a share thing on here.
Let's see. Yep, there it is. Alright, let's see what kind of delay we've got here. Ooh, it's a bit of a delay. I can already tell.
What do you mean? I haven't done anything.
No, I could hear myself talking, as in, like, I opened up the stream, and I heard myself going, oh, there it is, as I saw the screen and the subscription thing.
Gross, but do you see the screen?
I do see it, though, so, like, I just need you to know that I will be reacting to things a bit after they happen.
Okay.
That's cool.
You ready for this?
Yes, absolutely.
Wait, I want to do this right. Wait, okay, listen.
Ooh.
I'm dancing along to this.
Good.
Brat Overflow is a bop. Also, that language is non-existent. It's made up.
I love that kind of shit.
Hitoshi Sakimoto was asked by George Kamitani what they were saying, and he said he just made it up. So.
Yo! Sorry. That's first of all, I love that. I love the made-up language stuff. Sorry, it's it's what appears to be a, like, what's the word? Oh god, stop motion indie horror game.
Okay.
And I'm down for that. I love people exploring indie horror, like, through, like, new or at the very least rarely used mediums.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yes.
So this game was in production from 2013 on. It came out in 2019. In November of 2019. It took them, this is the longest it ever took them to come out with a game. The audio will be in English because the English voice acting is phenomenal, and there's literally so much going on in the backgrounds and just visually that we don't need to be reading subtitles.
I repeat, we interrupt this program to bring you an important emergency broadcast. A large, unidentified object has crash-landed in the city. It is headed north toward Kasumicho, destroying everything in its path. A state of emergency has been declared in Ashitaba City. The neighboring 3 wards are advised to evacuate immediately.
Their style of animation.
It's beautiful.
Please defer to the police for further instructions. Be advised that the express lanes are currently out of service. Roads are expected to face heavy congestion. Proceed with caution.
It's really happening. Just as you said. A kaiju attacked, like in that movie. So we'll do what we have to do. Get in the robots and fight. Our fate was sealed a long time ago.
I love this game.
Oh, that's a cool setup.
So, we're starting a new game. The cool thing about this game is, it's actually broken up into 3 pieces.
Am I inside the robot?
Ooh.
Where did my clothes go? Warning. Dino signatures approaching. Enemy in range. Was that my voice? It's like hearing myself talking in my head. Preparing to intercept. Initiating tactical analysis.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So the game takes.
It's coming this way.
It takes a little bit to build up to the actual combat. I'm not going to tell you anything about the timeline, because this game is not told in a linear fashion, and it's not supposed to be experienced in a linear fashion. It's
Okay.
You'll sort out the details as you go. You can ask me questions later, but just at the beginning, let it overwhelm you.
Do you understand
Yeah.
the situation we're in? That area is under attack by D-forces.
I came here to fight, but I don't know how to control any of this. And this robot's not making a peep.
No time for
The
a
song
full
is, I
rundown.
think,
We'll have to settle for the
Valine.
fundamentals. Sentinels are made to be controlled with your mind. Think of it as another body connected to your brain. Trying to direct it. You can do it.
Like this? Whoa, it moved! But now my head feels weird. It's like scratchy or something.
That's the link system of the nanomachines inside your brain. You'll also have a direct feed of information from the Sentinel's sensors. It should sound like your own voice is speaking directly to you. For now, you'll just have to get used to it as you fight. Can you move?
Yes, I can walk, Senpai.
They're coming closer.
I keep getting these pop-ups in the way when I try to look around.
That's your equipment interface. Use that to neutralize the D-forces in front of you.
I don't know if I'm doing this right, but how's this?
So, it's a real-time strategy game. Kind of like tower defense, but not quite. It's closer to real-time strategy. So, couple things like, let's see, there's a way to...
Focus.
I press R1 usually to cycle through all of my Sentinels, because when you have your full retinue of 6 people, I enjoy that more, having that level of control. There's a way to...
I've got to do the
do
focus.
it. Nope.
How do I...
Oh, it's not going to let me get out of that. Cool. Okay, so that's a Deimos ground worker. It wants me to kill both of them, and only going to kill one. It's going to kill both of them anyway. Cool.
I did it? There's more kaiju up ahead.
Slow down. Different combat situations might call for different weapons. If they're all concentrated in one area, you could use a wide impact armament, like the rocket launchers.
What? What? Okay. Rocket launchers? Where's the rocket launcher button?
Check your display. The rig is on your shoulders. Focus on them.
My shoulders. Is this how I do it?
Multi-rocket launchers is fun.
What do I do?
So your Sentinels you develop them over time. You're gonna see, like, so this is Fuyusaka. There are 13 playable characters. Their names are gonna be a little much. I use their last names usually, because that's what's most commonly displayed. Her name is Iori Fuyusaka. She's piloting Sentinel number 15. It has 9,200 HP. And it has 650 energy points, EP. So, like, you see this dotted radius?
Yes.
That's the fullest extent that this attack, multi-rocket launchers can reach out to from where she's currently standing. And you can move all of the Sentinels, but I just take the little solid circle, put it around them, and she does that.
I got him! I got him!
Fuyusaka-kun, can you evacuate?
Big
A
rockets.
massive
Ooh,
kaiju is approaching
nice.
from behind.
What? Where?
Fuyusaka-kun. Number Number 15's taken damage to the rear exhaust system.
Sentinel number 13, activated.
Another Sentinel's been transmitted behind you, Fuyusaka-kun. But who is it? This is Sentinel number 13. Moving to cover Fuyusaka-san. Kurabe, what are you doing here? I can't let this turn out like Sector 3. Izumi? No. There's no way his memory could have returned. I remember doing this in my dreams. I think I can do this. Wait until we call for backup, Izumi. My name is Juro Kurabe.
So,
Okay.
when you select a melee attack, you have a certain range that you can move with it. That's dependent on a number of things, most often just the attack. So this is a G-Molar. I think it stands for ground.
like the little thing moving around in the map.
Yeah, I think it stands for ground molar. I can't remember. I think you can actually see that if you, if I could remember how to do what I'm trying to do, there's a way you can pause everything, but it's not really something I can do in the tutorial.
They're down.
And then you can just mouse over individual, units on the map.
Did we do it?
So the first series of waves is mostly tutorial. It introduces you to each of the 4 generations, and it unlocks characters. So Juro Kurabe's story is now available. Let me see if I can switch over to...
Okay.
I can't. We have to play it. So, beautiful, beautiful art. Looking like a watercolor.
I've always loved the art of these games, of this studio's games.
This is my favorite... Like, visually, this is my favorite game by them.
What is going on?
It's just, it's incredible to see how it's evolved.
They turned a cityscape into a beautiful rainbow of colors. Look on the screen just right now. You have, you have gold, you have yellow, you have orange, you have purple, you have pink. There's indigo. Like, you've got all these different colors. Cute Toshiba.
What's up with you? I just get this weird feeling sometimes.
You know, maybe it's just, like, again, it's probably because I'm in kind of the horror frame of mind after all that, but I would love to see, like, a horror game with this kind of style for some reason. Just, like, just this super intricate watercolor, kind of soft style. I think it could really work.
It could. You'd have to, really... Well, no, it could work. It could work really...
there's all
scary...
kinds.
Scary stories to tell in the dark.
Yeah, like there's horror. There's so many ways to do horror. There are so it's probably why it has become probably my favorite genre, just because there's so many different ways to do it, and I feel like this style could work really well for a more like somber, slow build, like just quiet horror that creeps up on you, you know?
Giant robots
Yes.
in the city? I was on the edge of my seat. You sure love mecha,
I
don't
miss
you,
Odin
Juro?
Sphere. I should pick that back up.
I wonder if we could do share play with Odin Sphere.
Probably. Maybe.
So you get this thing called the Thought Cloud, where like I'm gonna press X, it's gonna give the videotape to Cute Toshiba.
Here you go.
Oh,
Having
okay.
others to recommend.
This game presents as a visual
Really
novel.
turned into a movie.
Visual
but-
novel,
Do you think
real-time
it's too
strategy hybrid?
Well,
Yeah,
now that
it's
you
a visual
mention it,
novel, but there are no branching
been
paths.
seeing
It
stuff in my
looks
dreams,
like
too.
there are, and a lot of people were confused by
Yeah,
that, myself
definite
included.
movie addiction.
It's not a branching path
You're
type of
showing
story.
all the signs.
You play
Okay.
through it.
Soon enough,
You only have to play through the story once, unless you want to play through it again to get a feel for the plot. When you beat the game, it takes every event and it puts them in order, chronological order.
Okay.
Fuyusaka-san's asleep again.
Can't wait to see what you're going.
School's out for the day.
Oh, there we go.
Should I wake her up? Come to think of it,
Yeah, there we
in
go.
that movie yesterday, the girl piloting the
I love
robot
hearing you
looked
like
awfully
make sounds
familiar.
and then just be like, oh boy, I wonder what that is.
So...
She always seems to be sleeping. It's odd. And then she shows up in my dreams. I can't help but be a little curious about her.
Shall we go home, Asami-chan?
Sorry. I've got plans with someone.
Let me get it's Nenji-kun, right?
Ew, no. I mean, it is a guy, but...
Yuri-chan met someone special too. I'm the only one left. You're all so lucky with boys. It's not fair.
Deep breaths, Miwako. Hold on a sec, Miwako. Did you need something?
So as I was saying,
Oh, wait.
Hey, by the way, I saw that one video up for rent.
Oh, the one you told me about the other day? Really?
Yep. Gonna rent it?
I've got to.
Oh, crap. Give me a minute. I'll be right back.
It's always something, isn't it? Guess I'll wait here. Wonder what he's up to.
Oh, just look at the walking.
The absolute just effort and love put into this is honestly astounding already.
Rise and shine.
It's pretty great.
Class is already over.
Kurabe-kun? Thanks.
You were out cold, huh?
Just now, I had another weird dream. And you were there.
Huh? Me? What kind of dream was it?
Well,
Dude! This sucks, man. Can't find Amiguchi anywhere. Wait a minute, you two are looking awfully cozy.
It's not like that.
Oh yeah? Then what's the... Don't mind me. Carry on.
Sorry, Fuyusaka-san. Let's talk about this some other time.
yeah.
I'm going home now.
Okay. See you tomorrow.
What? I know, I shouldn't tease you like that.
I should get going too.
But it's your fault for keeping secrets from me.
Fine. Guess single girls walk home alone.
Hey, I'm sorry. I'll buy you a crepe next time. Hey, could you move?
Sorry.
But seriously, we gotta catch that guy and...
You want to hang out again that badly?
He's got all the good video games. You're just waiting for me to play him. But the sucky thing is, he's never around unless you make plans.
Amiguchi-kun's not the most responsible guy, but he's smart, athletic, and popular with the ladies. On top of that, his family is rich. He's got all the latest video game consoles in his room.
It's about time for me to go home.
You know, Amiguchi-kun usually grabs a snack on his way out. Maybe he's still around.
Oh, in the cafeteria? That's right. He was there during break, too.
Oh. Kurabe...
What is it, Sawatari-san?
Those papers on the podium. Could you take them to Miss Morimura in the nurse's office?
Me?
Well, it's your turn this week.
Oh, is it?
So what'll happen is, there were 4 different events that played out
That's right.
over the course of this scene, and things will change over time. But what later on,
Sorry.
I'll have to do certain things with those events, like go and talk to certain people at certain times during the event that plays out here to get on the right track of the story.
Well, do what you gotta do.
Otherwise, I'll just end up
But we're
repeating
not
an
giving
event
up
that's
on
already been
Amiguchi,
done.
all right? I'm gonna head over to
Okay.
the cap, grab your bag, and meet me there when you can.
So like right now, I need to grab my school bag, and then, so you can hold R1 to fast forward, and we will probably be using that. There is a particular event that gets a lot of people stuck, that I will be using that on, because there's one particular event where you have to wait until something happens and then do a certain thing. It's not on this storyline though. There are 13 storylines.
What should I do with these papers?
13
Can I
Sentinels.
just leave them here?
Fuck you.
There's a document with my picture on it. What is this? I'll just take a peek. Juro Izumi? It's my photo, but the last name is wrong. I'm Juro Kurabe. Symptoms. Psyche stabilized via drug administration. Patient is obedient. General good health. Drugs, huh?
Oh, Kurabe-kun.
You know what type of character this is. Well, okay. No, I say that. There are no...
Ow!
There are no stereotypical characters in the story, but you know what character this is for Vanillaware.
I think you forgot this.
Boy!
Oh my. You brought them back for me?
Ada?
I was told it was my turn this week.
I see. You're a good kid, Kurabe-kun. Thank you. I appreciate the help.
Shiba-kun's waiting for me. I should go to the cafeteria.
I love to just, like, watch the characters just, like,
That movie's a hidden
breathe.
gem.
Just
tough
seeing
to
the
get
way
out
they're
these days.
animated.
They're idle animations.
So the reason I did that, just there where I clicked into the thought cloud, you'll see a triangle with like a certain number of bars next to it. That means there are things in your thought cloud that you haven't finished
Kurabe-kun.
looking at.
How is your current
Okay.
condition?
Red, like what it has right there, means that you have something that you need to interact, you need to use to interact with someone.
My condition.
Okay.
You know. Any heart palpitations? Dizziness? Headaches? Are you getting enough sleep at night?
Why do you ask?
There's a nasty cold going around.
At this time of year?
Isn't it Rukia's voice actor?
That's a bit odd, isn't it?
I'll give you some medicine just in case.
No, thank you. I'm fine. Really.
I see.
If you'll excuse me.
Whoa, you're still here?
Shiba-kun, what's up?
Amiguchi wasn't in the cafeteria. Figured I'd try here. Well, guess that's all we can do. Let's drop by the video store on the way home. Come on.
With one extremely notable exception, all of the prologue chapters for each of the 13 characters are a little slow.
Okay.
Something wrong?
You couldn't catch Amiguchi. The video store was a waste of time. This sucks, man.
It's true that one video was already rented out. But we didn't come back empty-handed.
We've got blues, oranges,
that old-ass
purples, and
kaiju
pinks
flick?
on this one.
Daimos versus Mecha Daimos. It's a real masterpiece from '74.
You and your giant robots.
Hey, I got a flyer from the theater the other day.
Oh, by the way, it's 1984.
It showed what movies they're playing this month. Guess what was on there?
I thought I saw
The original
1985?
Daimos.
I saw
Do
the
you
year
wanna
that it
go?
was.
Maybe it was
Jeez, 100
1985.
times wasn't enough for you?
A sci-fi movie from 1954. Heavy on the special effects. The first in what will become a long-running series.
Sentinel
isn't responding. The activation. I know I did it right. Why won't it start?
Miura-kun.
Shuro-kun.
What's wrong? Is everything alright? You look awful. Do you feel sick?
I'm fine.
Your forehead. Did it just light up?
Sorry, but you shouldn't touch it.
What the? My hand's lighting up too.
No.
What's going on?
This is bad.
Sentinel number 13. Transmitting.
Don't tell me. Are you?
What was that?
Over there.
He summoned a Sentinel. Wait. It looks different.
That's a robot from that movie.
You idiot, what are you doing? Send that thing back.
I did that?
Okino's damn code. He added a forced activation protocol. Well, this'll be interesting.
Are you?
You leave me no choice. I'm gonna need you to forget about this for now.
Shiba-kun?
What were you saying about horror, Oswin?
Uh-oh. You know, you saying that and me not knowing what's... Oh.
And that's the end of the prologue.
Interesting.
So, we obtained 8 mystery files, and there were 4 event archives. This also opened up Iori Fuyusaka's story. And the way that it works is you can progress... Oh, wait, is it... Oh, God, I forgot. Let me make sure I save down here so I don't inadvertently delete my shit. Let me see. Yeah, you have to play through a certain number of scenarios before you unlock the other 2 modes, which one of them is just the event archive, and it's got like your mystery files where it will literally just tell you about something, and it gets updated over the course of the story. And the other is called Destruction, and it's the actual like combat part of the story. So what they did, instead of having you play through the story and then you would just have these stages that you would have to play through intermittently, they took all of the battles and put them in their own section.
Okay.
So, yeah. Do you want to watch Iori's, or do you want to pop on a Monster Hunter?
Let's see, what time is it? We can keep going till around 8:30, and then and then I can go till like maybe 9:30 with Monster Hunter. Because I am interested in what's going on here.
It's good. Also, the music's amazing.
Of course.
I'm late!
Hitoshi Sakimoto at his very best.
Through my alarm! Those weird dreams won't leave me alone. I'm losing beauty sleep. Almost there. Ow!
Hey, you alright? Guess that's a yes. Watch where you're going, okay? You could get hurt.
Sorry.
I totally didn't notice this until literally watching it this time, but
Are
her
you-
toast just disappeared.
Oh no! The morning assembly!
An uncanny resemblance. Huh? Did she drop this? A student ID. First year, Iori Fuyusaka. Might be worth looking into.
Yuri-chan. Good morning, sleepyhead. You were sound asleep.
Class is over?
The teacher kept giving you dirty looks.
Duh.
You'll note the classroom is different.
You slept through the whole class.
Oh, yeah.
I'm Kisaragi.
This is the old classroom.
Tomi, Kisaragi. Ah, I'm Sawatari. And I'm Fuyusaka-san, right? I heard the teacher trying to call on you.
Really? Oh, I didn't notice. I've barely even started my high school life. And this is how I make a first impression?
Yua-chan's my good friend. She's gentle, kind, loves talking about romance, even though she's shy with boys.
I'm gonna test something
Yua-chan's
out.
my good loves talking about romance,
We do it.
even though
Auto advance on. You okay with auto advance being on?
No, I'm okay. Totally.
Let's see. Okay.
she's
Alrighty.
shy with boys. Nice to meet ya.
You too, Kisaragi-san.
Call me Usami. Weird nickname, but I'm used to it.
In that case, you can call me Iori.
It's nice to be on a first-name basis. I'm Miwako. Usami-chan sits at the desk in front of mine. She has red glasses, braids, and seems a bit weird, honestly.
Where'd you go to middle school, Usami-chan?
Oh, you know, nowhere special. Kind of far away, though.
Huh.
Sorry, I have to ask. Usami-chan.
Yeah?
You and Goto-senpai, are you close?
Goto?
Nah, not really.
Why?
Well, he's awfully popular here at school.
Seriously? That guy?
Jeez. So that's how it is. I saw you two talking in the hall earlier.
Yeah,
Don't worry. He's not my type. Just an acquaintance. I see. Huh? Your forehead is red. Well, she was sleeping on the desk.
Oh, I kind of bumped into someone.
Now the rest of your face is red.
Huh?
I wonder why.
Well, the guy I ran into is kind of cute, so... Jeez, I feel awkward just thinking about it.
Sounds like love at first sight.
Really?
Definitely. It was a destined encounter. You two are meant to be.
You think so? Maybe. What is this? My heart is racing. I wish I could have talked to him more. He wasn't wearing our uniform, was he? Maybe he's from a different school.
You sure yawn a lot. Are you a night owl?
Not really. It's just... I keep having strange dreams. They keep me up at night.
What kind of dreams?
It's hard to remember the details, but... Last night, I was surrounded by flames, like a burning city. This huge shadow started coming for me. And then I woke up.
Shall we walk home together? I'd love to hear more about this boy you met. You're welcome to join us,
Yeah, I'm down.
I love that
Let's
she
do
describes her dreams and then the conversation ends and they just pick up with something else.
Yeah.
The amount of times I've experienced that in real life.
How old is this
I
place?
was like talking about something and someone's like,
Natsuno-chan?
so like you wanna
I didn't.
So let's walk home.
It's just like, oh, I overshared again. Fuck.
Don't worry about it. I had to see your smiling faces. You know
So
this girl?
the prologues are slow logs, but
I mean,
The three of us have known
I feel
each
like
other
the
since
same
grade
could be
school.
said for pretty much every prologue. Is the thing.
This is Usami-chan.
so here's the thing.
Last name Kisaragi.
It's slow, but
I'm
when you've
Natsuno Minami.
seen
Nice
everything
to
that
meet you.
happens, and you're sitting here watching the prologue,
Our
it's
school's
genuinely
pretty
funny
old.
to me
They were
because
working on a new building
there is
for
so
this
much
year,
going on here.
But I heard construction was delayed.
I think we'll be moving to the new one next month.
Hello.
Sure hope so. This place is a dump.
Yes. Give me
heard it
one
was built
quick
during
sec.
the
I have
war.
to help. I have to help put some eardrops in Tigger's
Okay.
ears.
Okay.
I took her to the vet today, and she's got an ear infection.
Okay. We are being recorded.
All right. I'll be right back. Sorry.
I'm telling you that. Okay.
All right. I'm sorry.
You're okay. Oh, I just gonna let you know I made a choice yesterday that I don't know that I regret. I bought 3 books from Pathfinder 2nd Edition. The core rulebook, Gods and
Okay.
Magic, and the Inner Sea World Guide for 2nd Edition.
Okay.
Or the Lost Omens World Guide, sorry. I don't like Pathfinder 2nd Edition. My feelings may change, but I find that the organization of just a character's class information is cluttered. It's a mess. There's way too much information presented in an unorganized fashion. And instead of just giving you like a progression block, there's a small thing. It's like, oh hey, this is how you progress. But then it's like, look at these 40,000 feats for your class. Feats in general are now tied more heavily to classes, meaning there's a lot more restriction on what a class can be. So all those crazy things that people could come up with their feats, it's much more restrictive. I principally bought these books, the ones that I did buy. I bought them specifically because I wanted to see where the setting is going. And I like some things. Yeah. It's interesting to see what they decided on as the canon endings for... or the Paizo canon endings for the various campaigns that they had, the adventure paths. In particular, the choice that they made for Return of the and Tyrant's Grasp were both interesting choices. That I don't hate them, I just don't know if that's how it's going to end up for us. We'll see.
I just, I remember not, like, really not liking what they did with the Bard class. It's entirely, I think that, if I remember right, they took out performance. Like, performance
that makes no
just
goddamn
isn't...
sense to me.
Performance just isn't a thing, like bardic performance, and I don't even think there's bardic inspiration like in Dungeons and Dragons. There's like something else, and I can't remember what it is. It's just weird, and I don't like it. I don't like it! I don't like change!
Well, there's also just the fact that, like, they took a class that has been kind of focused on stuff like that since, I think, 2nd edition. At least 2nd edition. I haven't played anything 1st edition related of Dungeons and Dragons, and they just decided to change that. So let's see. I'm looking at the Bard. So they gave them occult spellcasting. I don't hate that. Initial proficiency. Huh. This is just a casting class.
Yeah. They just turned it into a support casting class. Yeah, they just turned it into a support casting class. There's not really anything actually Bard-like about it, unless you, like, you know, be like, oh, but I also, like, play an instrument and have these performance skills. But there's nothing, like, actually related to being a Bard in their kit. And that kind of frustrates me a lot.
You use magical performances to alter the odds in favor of your allies. You confidently alternate between attacks, healing, and helpful spells as needed. Let me actually check the occult spells, because it might be that occult spells do the same thing as bardic performances. But also... Oh, wait a second. One sec. Remember how I mentioned the whole thing with feats? Your characters are basically just a pool of feats. You're just a series of feats. You learn the Inspire Defense Composition cantrip, which protects you and your allies at 4th level. Yeah, let me check the occult spells, because it sounds like what they did is they just converted all of the Bard stuff into occult spells, which is a choice.
It's certainly a choice that they could make. I'm currently also, like, reading on the Sorcerer, and I don't know what it is, but it's just something about the way things have changed that I just look at it and I go cross-eyed. Like, you know how I am.
You mean how it's incredibly complicated?
Yeah.
How everything is incredibly complicated? How everything in Pathfinder 2nd Edition is incredibly complicated? everything.
When you get spell slots of 2nd level and higher, you can fill those slots with stronger versions of lower level spells. This increases the spell's level to match the spell slot. You must have a spell in your spell repertoire at the level you want to cast in order to heighten it. Many spells with specific improvements in there are heightened. So it's like, okay, I kind of get that, I guess, but like, why?
Do you want to know what that is in 1st edition?
It's a meta magic feat, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And actually,
you can just take an extra feat if you want to do that.
If I remember correctly, in 1st edition, you can just fill higher level spell slots with lower level spells, but the only way to increase their effects is to use heightened. I think. I need to look back on that. I think you can do that. I think.
Like, I go cross-eyed. And also they do these whole things, like, where it's like, I guess I kind of, appreciate, in terms of, like, someone who's new to everything, I guess, like, it could be kind of nice, but I don't know, I just feel it's a little, like, weirdly patronizing to have, like, a big thing where it's like, role-playing this class. During combat encounters, you would do this. During social encounters, you do this. Like, I mean, or you could just let... Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, I guess, like, it's, for, like, a baseline for people who are new to this, it could be good. But at the same time, it's like, why not just let people do what they're gonna do?
Yes.
It just feels weirdly patronizing and hand-holdy.
Well, they took... Do you remember the strategy guide they came out with in 2015? Yes. They just rolled that into the core rulebook.
Yeah.
I don't hate that part. My problem is... Okay, so I'm looking at Bard spells per day, right? There are 10th level spells. First up, 10th level spells in Pathfinder 2nd Edition are just 9th level spells from Pathfinder 1st Edition, which is irritating because why even have 10th level spells? A 10th level spell, the whole reason why there were only 9 spell levels in Pathfinder 1st Edition is actually a holdover from Pathfinder... from Dungeons & Dragons 2nd Edition, I think? Where basically some shit went down during the time of Troubles, and there was a period where mortals were actually able to cast spells of higher than 9th level, and they almost fucked everything up. And so the gods were like, no more of that, and the god of magic herself, I think her name is Mystra, restricted mortal spellcasting to 9th level. The funny thing is, in Pathfinder 1st Edition, you actually get 10th level spell slots, and 11th level, and 12th, and so on. But, gameplay doesn't usually go that high of a level, and there are no spells written for those levels. They just become additional... Yes, you can put spells in higher spell slots. They just become slots for spells and for metamagic of 9th and 8th level spells. That's it. That's what it becomes. And it's a way to continue playing with a character that's really high level. But yeah, it's... Also, I feel like Paizo's given up on Starfinder. Like...
Yeah, Starfinder... Here's the thing, I would love to play a Starfinder campaign someday. I actually would. It seems like an interesting system, and you know how I do like sci-fi, and it seems like they're doing sci-fi pretty fun.
A lot of the stuff in Pathfinder 2nd Edition is actually stuff from Starfinder. It's just presented differently. It doesn't work as well because it's a mix between Pathfinder and Starfinder, and it's very clear that Pathfinder 2nd Edition is them aping off of Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition and not doing a very good job of it, because they're trying to have their cake and eat it too, where they're still trying to be Pathfinder, which is very rules crunchy, which is a very heavy system, but is ultimately rooted in Dungeons & Dragons 3.5, and have Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition, but they've created Dungeons & Dragons 4th Edition, which is not good. It's still better than Dungeons & Dragons 4th Edition, but I'm just looking at the Bard, and they've got a 10th level spell slot, just like the Sorcerer, just like the Wizard, just like all these other spellcaster classes, and I'm looking at it, and it says, the Magnum Opus feat that they get at 19th level gives you a 10th level spell slot that can be used for specific things. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, so it's exactly the same as every other spellcasting class.
Oh.
There's no difference.
Okay.
They just access different spells. Which, there were similarities between all the spellcasting classes in first edition. Like, Oracle and Sorcerer are literally just... they're both spontaneous casters for Divine and Arcane Magic, respectively. But the classes felt very different because of Sorcerers having Bloodlines, Oracles having Mysteries. And those two things expressing themselves very differently. Oracles also having Curses changes the way that they function in relation to Sorcerers, and both classes have a very unique flavor to them. I don't feel the same way about the classes in Pathfinder 2nd Edition, and a lot of 2nd Edition stuff, to me, feels like them basically cleaning up the remaining messes and awkwardness from Wizards of the Coast, because Wizards of the Coast has been a shit company for a long time. But like goblins were literally an anti-Semitic stereotype in Dungeons and Dragons 3.5. Like,
I mean, goblins are an anti-Semitic stereotype in a lot of things.
They managed to not do that in Pathfinder, actually.
They did. Oh yeah, they did manage to not do that in Pathfinder, which I am very, very happy about.
Little engines of madness.
No, I love Pathfinder goblins. They managed to avoid all like anti-Semitic stereotypes and just make them horrible little creatures of violence, just gnashing violence, and I love them so much.
They're actually interesting characters, but Pathfinder 2nd Edition is very interesting in some ways. Like, I like that they changed certain things, like talking about a character's ancestry versus calling it race. That's a small, but I actually like that change. I think that's...
Oh, that's good. I appreciate that.
And then they changed the name of Paladin to Champion, and I'm mixed because I like that, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, why?
Yeah,
I assume it's
why?
I assume it's because Paladins are tied to the Crusades, I think. Let me check that. Any of the 12 peers of Charlemagne's court, of whom the Count Palatine was the chief, a knight renowned for heroism and chivalry. Let me actually look this up then. Oh, that's right. They changed it. They changed it because Paladin historically has been lawful good in tabletop. And they decided that instead of having Paladin and anti-Paladin, they were just going to call them champions so that they could just have the full range. That makes sense.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
And the lawful good champion is called a paladin still.
Okay, cool. Sounds good.
Yeah, Oh, apparently a bunch of people are super pissed off about, the final chapter of Attack on Titan. I haven't read it yet, because it hasn't...
I have seen... here's the thing. So I've seen people reacting to it, and I've seen the leaks, and I am refraining from commenting because I know that you probably haven't seen it yet.
I've seen the Korean leaks, but you can't tell what's being said. It's nothing but dialogue, so you can't really tell exactly. Yeah. I imagine I'm not going to hate it, because I like where the story's been going. I also think that a lot of stuff has been intentionally understated by Isayama, and I think people are comparing this to Game of Thrones, and I disagree. Everything has been consistent with the characterization. We've been building up to a lot of this stuff for a long time. It's been appropriately set up. I don't agree with the comparison to Game of Thrones. And a lot of people that I've seen bitching have been bitching about that, but a lot of people are also bitching based on leakers, their like summaries. And I've found that if I were to... I haven't read the summaries. I read through the Korean leaks, but I could only see the drawings, which there was a moment where I got a little tearful. Did you see the full chapter?
Not the full chapter. I've just seen like bits and pieces.
You get to... Sasha shows up one final time.
Oh. And
she shows up before... in the smoke of the Titans... as the Titans are untitanizing, Jean and Connie look up and they see in the smoke as it's blowing away, they see Sasha and she's smiling and she does the salute and then fades away.
Aww.
And that got me. But, well, let's finish Fuyusaka's prologue, and then, yeah.
Whoa.
Hunt some monsters.
That means it's over 40 years old.
Monsters.
This school is so old, it still uses hanging lamps. You don't see that every day. Minami-san, there you are. Busted. What are you doing in someone else's classroom?
Yakushiji.
The teacher told you to prepare for the next class. Yeah, I know. Oh, right. You know that cat we were talking about? I saw it. Really? Where? Outside the science room. Minami-san. Yeah, I'm coming. I think I know that kitty.
Fucking slam.
It has black fur with a white belly, right?
You've seen it too, Miwa-chan?
All the time.
Dang. No fair, I haven't seen it yet. So it's behind the science room, huh?
That's it. I'm gonna go looking.
Guess that nap did her some good.
Oh, look at it. It's so pretty.
God.
I don't see it anywhere. Where could it be?
Oh! I found you! Hi, kitty! What are you doing hiding back?
Huh? Where'd it go?
But why? Don't act like you don't know.
It's Kurabe-kun with Amiguchi-kun.
We have something here. Amiguchi-kun, this isn't like you. Just listen, okay? This is a first for me, too. You feel it, right? I want to pursue this with you. Please. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
It's just... Fuyusaka-san? What is she doing here?
I think as long as you love each other, it's okay.
What?
Don't mind me. Bye!
Wait! There seems to have been a misunderstanding. Me and this guy? Dating? That's rich. Sorry for the confusion. We were just talking about something. Yeah, the strange dreams we've been having.
Dreams? Every day, I have strange dreams. They keep me up at night. So sleepy. Whenever I think of my heart starts racing. It's like love at first sight. If I said that, would he laugh at me? So what are these dreams?
Well, lately, it's been a lot of crazy stuff. Different every time. I don't even think they're in chronological order. But they do seem related. Weird thing is, same goes for this guy. It's like we're seeing the same stuff. The more he tells me, the more I think it all
by the
lines
way,
up. Makes you think
this
our
whole
dreams are
story
connected.
is full of references to popular science fiction stuff from the last, like, you know, the dreams are a reference, totally a reference to Please Save My Earth.
Maybe we've just seen too many movies.
I guess we do have that in common. We first met at that video rental joint, after all. Still, I can't help but think it's something else. Like, I don't know, telepathy? If not that, maybe it's a vision of the future.
The future?
Anyway,
Oh,
I'm just
by the way,
saying,
don't worry about the queer baiting
whenever
right there.
we
There
dream
is
this stuff,
actually
we should
queerness in
compare
this,
notes.
and it's done very well.
Good.
I know it sounds crazy. Do you believe us?
Well, actually, I'm more surprised to hear that's all it was. 'Cause I thought...
Class is starting. We can talk more later.
Well, let's go, Fuyusaka-san.
Okay, so this opens up, I'll do this battle, and then...
Then it's time.
Jeez.
Oh yeah, I got in this robot and...
Oh, good. Looks like you're okay.
Kurabe-kun?
Fuyusaka-san, everything you said came true.
We got kaiju everywhere, right?
I think I prefer my kaiju to stay on the silver screen. Looks like there's more on the way. Can you get your sentinel up?
I'll try, but... I think it might be broken in some places.
You're in a second-generation sentinel. It weighs around 2,200 tons. With that kind of weight, it can end up crushing its own components if it collapses.
This big robot looks so tough. Is it really that useless if it falls over?
Don't let your guard down. We have another wave of D-forces inbound.
You keep talking
Joshua's
about
like,
them
yes,
like
you
that.
stupid bitch.
What are these D-forces?
Daimos. They're the kaiju. That's them. They're trying to reach the mainframe in the depths below. That's why they attack every terminal that has a connection to it. If they manage to reach the mainframe, this city will be wiped out. But we can't stay on the defensive forever. With so few of us, we could never sustain it. Instead, we have to rely on the terminal's internal defenses, a specialized program. That puts up an impenetrable shield around the area. The D-forces would be completely locked out.
That's gotta be the Aegis system Miss Morimura was talking about. But is it even safe to use?
We're only using it to buy time.
How do we activate it?
Whichever one of you is closest, move to the D-forces invasion point.
Invasion point? You mean where the kaiju are all trying to get to?
Yes, the terminal
You
sits
still there?
directly below that point.
Osmond? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sorry.
You still there?
Yes, I'm still there. Sorry, I unplugged my mic briefly so I could, so my mom could have
Stay calm.
That's how you do it. Right there. R3. So,
What do I do?
So those lines are actually your motion pads.
Okay.
Number 15, moving out.
You made it. That's where you send the signal to the terminal 300 meters underground. Either of your access IDs should be capable of activating it.
And that'll fix it? That's enough to get rid of all the kaiju?
No, it won't be that simple. The defense systems have a long startup. We'll need to buy enough time for Aegis to initialize. Until it activates, our mission is to keep the D-forces away from the terminal. We'll try.
Warning. Daimo signatures identified. Enemy in range. Preparing to intercept. Initiating tactical analysis.
So, the terminal has a certain amount of HP, and it's up in the upper left corner, that defense 100%. By the way, that's a G-Molar.
Okay.
Those are workers. Another G-Molar. More workers. They did kind of this interface with it instead of doing like fully animated. I have no problem with it. I think it's very effective and I enjoy it. But
Please hit. How's that? I'm okay now.
Gotta think. Just watch. How's that? I did it!
so when your pilots actually attack, they have a recharge time. There will eventually be a statistic that relates to that that we can upgrade over time. But yeah, every unit has a wait time, and it's just their interval between attacks.
Okay.
Also, it takes 2 minutes for the Aegis system to activate. So every battle is 2 minutes long.
Mine's doing okay.
That's 2 minutes where you're pausing every time that you're choosing an attack and all that stuff.
Okay.
Who's there? Are you
Hey,
fighting?
it's Hijiyama.
You're in a Sentinel. You're going to tell me who you are, now. I believe that's Sentinel number 12, Okino's machine. I'm Takatoshi Hijiyama, and this is my Sentinel. Takatoshi Hijiyama? You were with Okino-kun before. I've come to save the human race. Leave this region to me. He cut off his comms. I found his Sentinel's location, but it's a ways from your position.
He's not gonna try taking them all on by himself, is he?
I'll move to rendezvous. You two should keep going towards the next combat zone.
Oh, wait! Which way is the next zone?
It's this way. Follow me.
We made it.
And now we've unlocked Hijiyama's story. But, as much as I enjoy his story and all of the hilarity that comes with it, we are going to stop. Please. Wait, how do I save that recording? Okay. Oh, yeah.